today. So, Uggs, leggings, a little high-low tank, and this awesome swingy sweater that I made out of Quince & Co. Owl, which is a 50% wool, 50% alpaca, lovely, I think a 2-ply, very natural, undyed, beautiful. The colorway is called Tido, and it's all this 1x1 fisherman's rib, swingy, beautiful thing. I can never remember the name of this sweater, so I'm popping it up on the screen. But I made this in the springtime, and I actually haven't gotten a ton of wear out of it, mostly because I wear a lot of black, and this sheds light color because of the alpaca, which is a little unfortunate. But I think it looks really cute with this, so I think this might be like a new go-to outfit. We'll see. I really, really love this sweater. I think it's cozy and also fashion forward because it has this really interesting shape of being just like so swingy, which is lovely. And it was a lot of fun to make. Oh, did you have a hard night? You're so dramatic. Oh, go back to sleep, my sweetheart. I just got new information about our pumpkins from my mother, who was brilliant about many things, but frequently plants. And she knew what variety it was, which I'm popping up here on the screen because I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it yet. And also I forget. But I have it written down. And she says that it's a common pie pumpkin, which is amazing. So maybe we'll actually eat the little one in on our dining room table. I don't know. So I'm heading off on an interesting mission this morning. My dear, sweet, long-suffering husband, who is not even feeling 100% yet, got a flat tire last night in the freezing cold and pouring rain around midnight after he left the hospital, all the way in Lawrenceburg, Indiana, which is where his small town hospital is, which is at least 45 minutes away from home. And I was already asleep, but he actually didn't call me or anything. He just texted me to make sure I wouldn't worry, and he called his father, who was not asleep and who lives fairly near the hospital. His parents do. I think they live together. So his dad went and picked him up, and he spent the night over there. And his car is still parked in the tire discounters that he pulled into, because for some reason whenever we get a flat tire, we're always like right by a tire discounters. Kind of feel like they might be throwing nails into the road. I don't know. That's just a joke. I'm not actually like slandering tire discounters, just to be clear. But anyway, and I don't even mean that brand specifically, I just mean any tire place, but I just think we have good luck. But I'm heading to pick him up at his parents' house, take him to the tire place, and then, depending on how incredibly exhausted he is, we will see if we're going to continue with our plan of going to Books by the Banks, which of course I want to do so badly that I killed myself last night to finish all my homework, so that I didn't have to do it today. So I really want to go, but I also don't want to push him if he really wants to come home and sleep. So we'll see how that works out.
I love books by the banks. This is our bag. I read a ton. And it was next to the section where they had books about Fiona.
Fiona making another appearance on Vlogtober. She's a big part of our lives.
And then I got this book from a professor, and this is kind of my alley, history books. And we had a little chat about that, and then we met this great doctor, Dr. Kang, and she told us she had all kinds of different books, nonfiction and fiction, and we just had a great time. It was almost like we had dinner with a friend, an out-of-town friend.
Yeah, she was awesome.
And this book, I probably already know everything in this because I'm a know-it-all, but lots of great pictures.
Yeah.
And then I got this book from a guy who does Mark Twain impressions.
And he looked like Mark Twain.
Yes, deliberately. And then he had a bunch, it's just a bunch of Mark Twain quotes, but as if Mark Twain was writing a self-help book. And we had a good conversation with him. And then this book, the guy nagged me on my shirt, my Louisville shirt. He was like, what's the point of that? Because Louisville is a landlocked city in Kentucky. Mm-hmm. And
that is the point.
So it's ironic shirt. Oh, and by the way, it's Louisville, not Louisville, for people who are from places that pronounce things right.
So he had a book of stories. And after he negged you, you felt compelled to buy it.
Well, no, he gave me the quick pitch on one of his short stories, and I thought, you know what, that's great. But if he hadn't stopped me, I wouldn't have even looked at his booth.
I mean, it has a good cover. It caught my eye.
I do like the cover. I love the title. Mm-hmm. Telling the map. I'm obsessed with maps. And this was the biggest deal, is that Charlie Harper, my favorite artist, Charlie Harper has shown up on your blog because of the blink thing.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and I showed off our glasses one time.
Yes, Charlie Harper. Look at that. Oh my gosh. First page. Praying mantises on a rose. This moth.
Oh, he's so good.
So this was a bunch of stuff that is not already in my collection of Charlie Harper stuff. And it's where his art was transitioning from where he does this watercolor kind of stuff to where he does this silk printing kind of stuff where everything is lines and geometric.
That manatee is so cool. I've never seen that one before. So
Charlie Harper is great. And Charlie Harper is from Cincinnati, and his son was at the booth. And I said, we are big fans of your father's. And that's when Celeste realized, oh my gosh, we're talking to Charlie Harper's son. I knew who it was.
I freaked out. So we had a great time at Books by the Banks, and then we had a lovely lunch at, I always say one of our favorite places, but truly I feel like we only go to our favorite places, so it was.
Everybody's wearing coats like it's winter. It's only like 40.
Right, it's 41. That's pretty cold.
That's like...
It's 4 Celsius. I know what it is. It's 4
No, it's not 4. It's like 15
yes,
Celsius.
Nuh-uh. I looked it up the other day. The 40s is between 4 and I think 9 or 10. I had to look it up so that I could give the conversion so people would know what I was talking about.
No, you know what? That makes sense. Yeah.
This is really fascinating.
It's got to be closer to 0 than I'm thinking.
This is just us arguing. Welcome to my new vlog episode. Ryan and Celeste argue about things they could look up. Anyway, we had a late lunch after Books by the Banks, played some Guess Who. It was pretty great.
Guess Who?
And then we went back home. It's very bumpy. Sorry. We went back home, and now we're heading to get some dinner with my parents at a bookstore because we can't get enough. So I just drove with Ryan back to Indiana to get his car from the tire place after we had dinner. And now I'm about to drive all the way home. I'm quite tired, but I'm warm and cozy and I have podcasts to listen to while I drive. So it's not gonna be bad. And then when we get home, I'm going to crawl into bed and I'm going to read a book that is not assigned because I don't have to read anything assigned for at least the next month, which is so exciting. So I'm just gonna crawl into bed with like a novel or something that's totally unrelated to school, and it's gonna be amazing.